Hey, Bobby, you know what's really creepy?
What, Lauren?
The happiest place on earth.
What's that?
Disney.
Ah.
What if anybody in their brain was like, they're talking about Disney? I mean, they should know because
Well, the title.
It's the title, but just the happiest place on earth. So not just the Disney theme parks. We're going all in today. We're talking about all aspects of Disney. And I'm very excited for this not because I'm like super big into Disney, like a Disney adult, which we will also cover today. But
Yes.
I'm excited because I remembered when I was doing research for this that I did in my college class, I did my first public speaking assignment talking about Disney conspiracies because I was so into them.
Interesting.
And everybody loved it. I was like one of their favorite presentations because it was
college?
something interesting. Yeah.
That is interesting.
Right?
Yeah, I know their stuff, a few things. I'm not the biggest Disney person. I've, enjoyed the movies growing up. And now that they own everything, I guess I enjoy the stuff they have.
You're forced to.
I'm forced to.
Because you liked something and then Disney's like, that's ours now.
They've monopolized entertainment.
Disney has started, I guess now it's evolved past this, but it started as a children's and or family
Theme park? Or was it a park? No, it was
no. Animation.
Animation first.
Mickey was like the black and white
Yeah,
animations. They were like the first.
Steamboat Mickey.
Yeah, that was the first one ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just monopolized into parks and movies and merch and entertainment, giant, their own
media
island.
conglomerate, cruise line. They own an island.
Yeah. And for the audio only listeners, I am wearing the outfit that I last wore to Disney, actually.
Oh, really?
Well, I wore this when I went with my mom to California.
Ah.
So maybe not the last time I went to Disney. I don't know. The last time I dressed up for it.
There's a few.
I did the Mickey ears and the Mickey shirt.
There's a few Disney Worlds, right? California, Florida, and then there's where
Japan.
else? Japan?
Paris.
Okay.
There's a Paris Disney. I think that's it. I've only been to the California and the Florida ones.
Yeah. I've only been to the Florida one.
I was curious what your relationship was with Disney when you were a kid. Like, did you go to the parks? Did you watch the movies?
I watched the movies. My favorite growing up was Bambi. I don't really have fond memories of it, but
Well, then how is it your favorite?
my mom told me growing up that it was, oh, Bambi, you love Bambi.
Oh,
So-
now thinking back. Okay, so a little context here. During Thanksgiving, our moms were like obsessed. I don't know if anybody else's moms say this constantly, but they're like, you'll appreciate us when we're gone. And we're like, why don't you want us to appreciate you now? Like, what do you want us to do to show that we appreciate you while you're still alive? It's not going to matter when you're dead. You're not going to be there or hear us. But now I'm thinking maybe that was her favorite movie because Bambi reminded you of what would happen if your mom was gone and how much you would appreciate
But aren't most Disney movies like the main
so
theme is a parent has died and now the kids are sad?
Originally it was the parents died. Now I think they've realized people have caught on that that's like a thing. So now they just have somebody die. Somebody
Someone dies.
close.
Death.
Somebody close to the main character.
I guess it's good because it introduces death to kids at a young age.
The only movie I just thought of right now that I can't think of somebody dying in it was Rapunzel, because she was just kidnapped, but her parents were still alive.
Death, good stuff for kids.
But then the guy, spoiler, but then the prince like dies at the end, but then she brings him back to life, so it doesn't really matter.
Revival. Some good themes.
That's the only one I can think of. Wait, The Little Mermaid, nobody died.
Did her dad? No.
The mom's dead. We don't know where the mom is. The mom
There's
is
usually
dead.
a parent has died or is dead already. That was my favorite movie that I can remember. And fun fact, for my high school talent show, I sung Kiss the Girl with two backup singers, my friends, two of my other friends.
Backup singers.
It
Did
was
they dance?
wonderful. That video is somewhere in this world.
I know. I want to see it. Still have not.
I've never showed you it, huh?
No.
I don't know exactly. I'm sure it's somewhere. But yeah, I sung Kiss the Girl because apparently I thought that would be funny. I won. I also won the talent show.
Wow. Well, then I guess it was funny.
So me and my two friends tied, and our tiebreaker was singing / dancing to a random song, and I got the William Hung version of She Bangs by Ricky Martin.
Oh my God, I forgot about William Hung.
Yeah, so
I wonder how many people listening to this remember William Hung.
But yeah,
American Idol.
Mighty Ducks, I'm pretty sure is Disney. That was one of my faves. And then we did go when I was young. I think when I was around 10, then maybe when I was around like 13, we went twice, drove down, and I was more into the like Universal MGM, like the theme park rides.
You were a little older then. Okay.
I wasn't really into the, oh my God, it's Magic Kingdom. The magic of it was lost. The magic was already gone from me.
The magic was lost. Because you were what, 10?
I was in that, I think I was around I was like a teenager.
Like a preteen.
I was like a preteen and then a teenager, right? And I just wanted to do the cool rides, get cool toys. Now I would love to go. They have Star Wars Land. Like
they do have Star Wars Land.
When they took over Star Wars, that was just crazy. But you know, like I said, they're just an entertainment monopoly owning everything now.
I definitely watched a lot more Disney movies than you, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I remember like Lion King was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like the Lion King. Okay, wait, let me insert that in there. That was definitely top 3.
Apparently, I used to watch The Jungle Book, according to my sister, but I remember seeing it, but not a lot.
Same.
But I guess maybe it was like when I was really young. Don't remember.
I mean, I definitely watched all the Disney movies, but I just don't really have much connection.
The only Disney movie I did not watch, I remember growing up, was Sleeping Beauty.
I'm sure I watched it, but I don't remember.
Because I remember every time somebody would show it, I was like, oh yeah, I never seen that one.
That was with the dwarves, like Sleeping.
No. That's Snow White.
Oh, Snow White. See,
Sleeping Beauty is with the dragon, the Maleficent, like the really evil witch lady.
I don't recall that one.
I don't think it was one of the better ones. Mm-hmm. Our biggest thing, we went to the parks. I can't remember how many times, but I definitely went at a time where I was young enough to appreciate Disney. Mm-hmm. Because I do also remember hating Epcot when I was a kid.
Yeah, same.
Our and now it's like we're going to Epcot today. I was like, oh, what is there to do there? Learn,
eat food and drink.
And now as an adult, that's like my favorite part.
It's awesome.
It's so fun.
And they have put rides.
It's because there's not that many rides, but there's a couple good ones now. Yeah.
They're upping it.
They've upped their game.
What was the one we like flew around in?
That was Avatar.
No, the other one. There was a different one in Epcot where you like flew around to see different like landscapes and stuff.
I don't know. You guys are probably yelling it if you're like big Disney people. I can't remember. That one was cool though.
That was good.
That was the last ride we went on the day because we had to wait like hours to go on it.
We did wait.
Yeah, Epcot's up their game, but I very much appreciate it as an older adult now because I can drink and eat and go shopping for like in Japan Land is my favorite.
I bought a katana there when we went last time.
And they wouldn't let him. You can't walk around with it.
I drank around the world and then I bought a sword.
Yeah, it was probably not the best.
It was great. Now
Did you fly home with that too?
We drove.
We drove. Oh, okay, that's why. Yeah, there's no way they would have let you.
No. They don't. So when you buy a sword there, they ship it to the front.
In case you want to know.
In case you're also interested in spending way more money on an overpriced, not sharp katana. It looks cool. It's a great decoration piece.
Not sharp katana.
It's pointy, but...
Did you think they were going to give you a real sword to walk out of Disney World?
Drunk me was very excited for it. They bring it to the front of it's like out of the gate, so you can't be in the park with it's katana.
Yeah.
And it's all tightly wrapped up, so
no accidents can be had.
Yeah, it's a good move. It's definitely a smart move. Imagine they just gave it to you. Here you go.
Yeah, have fun. I think I like Disney a normal amount, and now there's people who like love it. And then they also, one of the weirdest things is if they talk to you about it and you don't love it as much as they do, they like, judge you for not liking it as much.
Do you not like magic?
And happiness.
Happiness, nostalgia.
I mean, I love now because I love deer so much. Bambi is one of my favorites. However, I did try to rewatch it recently with Melody, and it does not hold up well.
Yeah.
It's very
Those old movies are...
It's very, very slow
very differently paced
and like calm.
structured.
Yeah.
My favorite is probably Little Mermaid, if I'm going like old school. Lion King's up there for sure. Oh, Toy Story. No, that's Pixar now.
Yeah, but Disney owns Pixar.
So Toy Story. That's definitely one of my favorites.
I wouldn't.
When that came out, we went to Disney when it was, I guess Toy Story had just come out, so they started like implementing that. Yeah. That was like huge, and we were really into it. And there was like a lot of Buzz and Woody stuff.
I don't know. I wouldn't judge that as a Disney movie though, but I guess it is.
It is. I would say
it started as a Pixar movie.
Yeah,
and they just bought it.
They were like, Steve Jobs? Ours. Didn't Steve Jobs like?
Yeah, but then he got fired or let go or something from Pixar. It's like, yeah, there's this huge not shift, but topic around Disney adults.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to touch on that without upsetting anybody.
Ruffling some feathers.
I mean, let's be real. I'm sitting in our office right now looking around and I see Pokemon memorabilia everywhere. So like I can't be one to judge somebody enjoying childlike.
Yeah, if there was a Pokemon World theme park.
I would be there in a heartbeat. I think they are making one. What's the Nintendo?
I thought they were.
They're making Nintendo World, which is going to have a Pokemon section. There's Pokemon Worlds in like Japan. That's why I really want to go.
I'm excited to go to Star Wars Land.
Yeah, Star Wars Land was very cool.
Well, you went to the one in California, right? Which is not as big.
I have not been to Florida's.
I've heard Florida's is very good.
Yes.
And the hotel, albeit overpriced, is
let's go.
Very cool.
Let's go next year.
Okay.
Okay.
Done.
Melody won't be able to go on many rides and she'll probably have a meltdown, but it'll be fun. It'll be fine. Let's tire her out during the day and then we'll go to Star Wars Land afterwards.
So Disney adults.
Yeah.
I get it.
What would you define a Disney adult as?
If you go to Disney World as an adult with no kids.
Say your cousin. Oh yeah, did you say your cousin?
So I guess we can implement
it's not
this.
The creepy side. I have actual scary, creepy stories, which I'm excited.
So my cousin Dan and his wife Marianne are quote unquote Disney adults, although they
both have a Disney tattoo.
Yes, they said they're not like the crazy people. But they do go without their kids, so they are definitely Disney adults. He texted in a lot of stuff here. Like,
oh my God.
A lot of things.
Did you read it?
I went through it. I'm just going to kind of skim through what they said. They've been Disney fans since they were young, and they have a lot of memories. So that's why they enjoy going back now that they're older.
Yeah, it's a nostalgia.
Yeah. They said, like he said, there's just something like magical or relaxing about walking into Magical Kingdom, turning down the main street and seeing the castle for the first time each trip.
I'm going to have to remember that next time.
He says, while they do love going, he says nothing beats now because they have two kids.
Oh, yeah.
Who now seeing it through their eyes is even more magical and more incredible for them. And they both can't get enough and are always asking to go back. And there's always something for them to do, interact with, shows, rides, parades. There's just so much for them. And they're actually Disney Vacation Club members.
What is that? You get a discount?
I guess you get discounts. And he said they're home base, so I guess you have
what
you can pick from different hotels. Is the Wilderness Lodge.
I have heard that's nice.
Whatchamacallit. So he said one of the things that they do enjoy about being quote unquote Disney adults is that when they go, they can like take their time and relax. Like they're not going like, oh my God, I gotta go. Like
I guess if you go as an adult and you actually enjoy going, it's different than if you feel like you're going because your kids want to go. And you're just like, oh,
so they don't have to deal with like the hustle and bustle of like schlepping your kids around and them getting like hot or tired or cranky and wanting to go on rides. So they can just go and relax. And they went this past.
Oh, you mean like when they go by themselves?
Yes, when they go by themselves.
Gotcha.
Like what's one of the reasons they do enjoy going now that they do have kids.
I gotcha.
Is because they can go and just kind of do their own thing. Which is mostly just like relaxing. And they said, so they went this past October, which was their 10-year anniversary.
I do really want to go for an October one, like for the Halloween and the Christmas.
It was actually their 12-year anniversary because of COVID. They had to delay it. So he said like one day they just spent a few hours just sitting outside the Crystal Plaza in Magic Kingdom, just watching people. They went and did Hollywood Studios, sat at a bar, had dinners. So just like things you can go. And there's a lot, I guess there is a good amount of stuff for adults to do, or they probably make a lot of stuff adult quote unquote friendly. So when you are there with your kids or older kids, you can enjoy it as well. He did say that prices are crazy, but being part of the Disney Vacation Club helps with that. Helps them do like a trip each year. He did mention that if you are nice and cordial to the cast, it does enhance your trip.
Ooh.
So
I feel like
follow the rules and everyone will enjoy.
A general rule.
Yeah, but people can kind of just be like
mean anyway.
Or like, oh, take a picture of my kid, or like just kind of like be overbearing.
I gotcha.
So I guess that was just kind of like a tip there. He says it's easy to continue being a Disney fan when they keep buying up the franchises that he loves, Star Wars, Marvel. And they did just recently go on a Disney cruise, which was, as they said, Disney Light. So I guess it's just like a little bit of Disney mixed in. It's not overly Disney. It's like he says everything you love about Disney, but in a smaller package. Days are planned out, plenty of things to do. Characters are just walking around, and
that's cool.
Disney quality stage shows, great dining and fun for the kids for all day. So yeah, that's their views. So now they're Disney adults, but Disney family now that they have kids, and that's like that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
What doesn't not make sense to me, because I don't want to hate on people for like being a big fan of something or like being really into something, because I'm really like passionate about things. Is when you, like I said, when you go as an adult and you're just like into the theme parks, wanting to do and see everything. I've seen like shorts or reels, or not TikToks, of like Disney adults who are all into like the app and like hacks and how to do like certain things, which is cool, but it's a little different.
That's not the direction I thought you were gonna go with that.
What do you mean?
I thought you were gonna say you don't understand the appeal of like when I go to theme parks, there's always like a little bit of me that is not looking forward to it, because I know I'm gonna be waiting in lines and dealing with the heat. And like I guess like it'll be, for me, it'll be way worth it to have kids with me, because because they're going to be way more excited about that stuff than I ever will be. But again, I don't know. Like if you took me to a Pokemon world, I don't know if I would be just as excited.
Yeah,
like maybe it's just not, I don't know.
I wouldn't like be ecstatic about seeing someone dressed up in a Charizard outfit. I would be like, oh my God, it's Charizard.
Do Disney adults do that?
I'm
guess.
sure they
a lot of them
get
take
pretty
pictures.
excited about taking pictures with people in costumes.
I will say when I was little, I do remember, I still have it somewhere there. I got a little like notebook.
Yeah, I had Goofy.
And my
I was a big Goofy guy.
I was very excited I wanted to collect every signature from them. And like thinking back, it's like, it's not them.
It's a stamp.
It's
usually a stamp.
Yeah. But we did go to breakfast the one day, and like the characters wander around. It's like a Disney breakfast.
That's cool.
So all day I was just sitting there book waiting for one to come by, so I could like ask them for their signature. No, I think they actually signed back then. I don't know if they still do.
I don't know if you've seen this, but there's a creator who makes shorts about going. There's like the sword Excalibur in the stone, and like you can pull it out, but not everyone can. It's supposed to be. I don't know if there's someone controlling it, or so he like goes all the time, and he can never like pull it out. But like little kids can go up and pull it out. So the theory is like maybe there's like a scale. So if you're like over a certain amount, it won't let you go because you're like they think you're an adult, or there's actually someone controlling it.
That's
so like
cool.
they see a guy go up and like, oh no, I'm not letting you. And like little girl.
Do you imagine just somebody sits there all day? Like you ask what their job is, they're like, oh, I control the
sword.
The sword.
I judge people who are worthy of Excalibur. That's kind of cool.
Well, the main thing that people complain about is that it makes the parks way more saturated, and thus takes away opportunities for kids and or like families to either like, because the lines are longer, or I think there's a cap at how many people can now be in the parks. And then they're saying it's raising prices because so many people want to get in. They're trying to limit it. So they're saying that like adults will like wait in line to take a picture with a person in a costume, and like make kids wait behind them. Which like, I get as a parent, I'd probably be annoyed. I'd be like, we have freaking 20-year-olds in front of us, like a whole line of 20-year-olds that want to take a picture to post on Instagram. My kid really wants to see, like my kid doesn't know that's not the real.
They want to see Mickey. Yeah, I get that. I'm sure as a parent, when you're faced with that, I'd probably be annoyed. But at the same time,
people should be able to do what they
want. And it's free for anyone to go. If you're enjoying it and that's what you like, more power to you.
I'm most looking forward to going with Melody, but when she's like able to care about it.
Yeah, my cousin did.
It will be fun to go, even if she was
said
young,
around 3 is when they start being able to kind of get excited and recognize characters. So
Yeah,
soonish.
She hugged Blue's Clues at the Nickelodeon.
Yeah, she'd never seen him before.
And she just doesn't care. She's like,
a big blue,
big fluffy thing.
Yeah, that was
gonna
adorable.
hug you. So I'm sure it would be the same thing. She just wouldn't be able to recognize. She'd just be like, oh, this thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool.
This big mouse guy.
And she probably wouldn't be able to go on many rides, but
yeah,
because she's too little.
And they also, Magic Kingdom doesn't really have many like thrilling rides.
Yeah, Magic Kingdom is definitely, it's funny. Magic Kingdom is like my least favorite park. Which people are probably going to like yell at me for. Main Street is cool. The castle is cool. But then after you see that, it's kind of like,
yeah. If you're into Disney, I get it. It's probably really cool. Whereas like we keep saying, if there was a Pokemon world and we get to see it, but that's like Star Wars. I'm really excited to go explore that because I like Star Wars. I'm not
you would
a Star Wars fanatic, but I definitely have watched the movies and enjoy it. If there was a Destiny 2 world, that would be
YouTuber world.
YouTube.
I was trying to think of my interests, and I was like, hell yeah, I would go to YouTuber world.
Look at all these analytics.
Oh my God, it's somebody it's somebody doing an apology video. So you can go in there and make your own apology video. It's somebody dressed up like Mr. Beast. We need to get his autograph.
Go experience a bath bomb explosion.
Yeah.
I got recommended that video today, by the way.
Oh God. I know it's never
13 million views.
It's never gonna end. It's just gonna go
3 years ago.
But yes, to sum up, Disney adults cool.
Cool, fine.
I get it.
Just don't be obnoxious, like my cousin.
Yeah, don't be obnoxious.
Like my cousin Dan said,
you're in a place that is mainly for children and families.
Exactly.
Don't be, and you're nostalgic because you had a great childhood at Disney.
Yeah.
So make sure that you're allowing children to also have what you had by not being obnoxious and rude.
Nostalgia is the second greatest weakness to the neck. So,
was that California that we went when we sat with that couple that was in the bar with their kids? Remember, it was like the coolest couple. They had like 3 kids, and we were just chilling with them. They were like, I think it was California.
Yeah.
And they were like the most chill. Because we said, literally, when you walk through Disney streets, you can definitely see and hear the parents that have had enough.
Mm-hmm.
And like are just not happy. And then we go to this bar just to have a drink. Because it was just Bobby and I at the time. And we didn't know what to do. Because we were in
what were we Disney adulting there?
It was because for VidCon.
Oh, for VidCon, yeah.
We were out there for VidCon, and then like
we went to like a restaurant thing, right?
Yeah, we went to a fun.
It was like a. Oh, I remember exactly now. Yeah,
it was like a.
It was almost like a speakeasy kind of vibe to it. Yeah.
Somebody told us to stop. I don't know if your cousin hasn't been to the California one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did enjoy my time that time, and I guess I was a Disney adult, but we weren't like in it. We were just like, this is something to do for the day.
Yeah.
Let's go see. But I remember they were super chill, and I remember we were talking to them about how easygoing they seem for like being in a stressful amusement park with 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
They were just like, you make it what it is.
Aren't they like Australian or something? I feel like.
Yeah, they were like
overseas, they had an
I
accent.
think. I don't know. Little side story that I remembered. What are your feelings on Disney owning everything?
Being a media conglomerate
monopoly.
Good and bad. The problem with monopolies is it kills competition. If you don't have competition pushing you, you get complacent. And I don't really know how to judge that with Disney because I'm not the biggest like Disney person, but I know from other businesses and stuff like that it
like
can
cable companies, telephone companies.
Yeah, it just. I mean, you can't knock capitalism because it, kind of works good.
I agree. I was just thinking, I was like, it is kind of nice when I go to like the Disney app and now I can get all of
it's
favorite.
Definitely got its advantages. I mean, when you can go to like Disney Plus and it has all different genres from Marvel to Star Wars and everything.
Disney.
Definitely works if you're all into that and you can go to one place to get it all. I don't know. It just kind of things lose their luster when another company owns it. I was, odd when ESPN was acquired. I get why they did it. Or, they
just wanted to be in the sports realm.
Yeah. Well, they have like ESPN. Well, they have like an ESPN zone world or they did.
Did they? Oh, maybe like, it was a restaurant
Disney,
thing. Yeah, it was like a restaurant. I think they still do.
Yeah. That's odd. Like every time, because I have an ESPN Plus membership to watch specific things. Whenever I like log in or like pay for it, I always get an email that's like Disney. It's like Disney
Yeah.
because they own it, which is a little odd.
Uh,
Like I said, it's definitely
I think maybe when we go back with kids, it'll be cooler because I feel like the magic of it has been gone for me for a long time.
yeah.
I go and I'm like, I'm so excited to eat a bunch of food
Yeah.
and hang out with my friends and drink. Like that's been my mindset.
Can you
ever
get
since I was a
alcohol in
kid.
Disney or is that
So you no, you can't readily get it, but you can get it at like restaurants.
Okay, at restaurants and
And
stuff.
Star Wars World has like a bar you can
Yeah.
go to, but you can't just like. It's one of the only. It's Magic Kingdom. Sorry.
Yes.
Like Animal Kingdom, you did. There was like beer.
Oh
carts
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. You
stuff.
just buy a beer.
But Magical Kingdom's like the one place that they try to limit alcohol, which I get because
Yeah.
you don't want parents getting
Inebriated.
people getting rowdy and like ruining the magicalness
Yeah,
of
I
it.
get that.
So you can only get it, at restaurant, like sit down places.
I guess
but-
I'm kind of neutral on the whole Disney owning everything. They become the evil empire and everyone loves to hate them. But as long as they're continuing to produce quality content and quality experiences and ideally advancing and evolving and getting better, it's good. But like I said, it's just if they get complacent with being the only one, then the evolution will cease. Like Mandalorian, awesome, great show. I wasn't crazy about Obi-Wan. It felt like they just made it to make it.
I did not like Obi-Wan.
It didn't feel like it did anything with this. It just kind of like told a middle ground story that didn't feel like it needed to be told. It was cool. I liked it, but it definitely felt a little kind of forced, cash grabby. But
I liked Moon Knight was pretty. I did not like Moon Knight until like the twist halfway in.
Yeah.
Then I liked it. Then it got a little weird again, but
and then Marvel's kind of gotten at least for me, in my opinion,
it's getting too much.
The latest movies have lost their luster. Ever since Endgame, everything just feels kind of like filler.
Yeah.
And like side episodes or side movies, which I get, but it's just too much. They're just trying to like milk the cow as much as they can. And it's dry. And they're just like, we're going to keep turning out these things and forcing stuff to happen and making things up and making big deals out of a character getting introduced. And then it's like, oh, it's just a movie and we made up a bad guy. But Doctor Strange, I wasn't crazy about.
Yeah, I remember you didn't like it. You weren't crazy about the multiverse
Spider-Man.
I
that felt like a cash grab to me.
See, I like
that. Felt like, how can we do so much?
Nostalgia. I'm telling you,
nostalgia.
They're just like nostalgia.
And then for me, it just felt like there was nothing. It's like we're gonna. It was recycled content. That's what it was.
A lot of people view right now as a really bad, rough time. And a lot of stuff, like you said, feels cash grabby or regurgitated or not sincere.
Or recycled content.
So you just keep going back to your childhood where everything felt good and happy. Even if it maybe wasn't, like you just in that mindset as a kid, you're just like, everything is carefree and everything's great and movies were fantastic back then. Like who knows? Melody's gonna grow up and be like, Coco Melon was the best. Then she's gonna watch it and be like, oh,
this is what it was.
Oh, this is what I liked. But did you know that the Disney parks are filled with human remains?
Only recently did I find this out.
Oh, really?
We were watching someone's video. Drew Gooden, one of those guys.
Oh no, it was Danny Gonzalez. Okay, so actually, to preface, I was going to talk about this too, but it's not really creepy. It's just kind of weird. So we'll start with the one end of it. So one end is that there was a conspiracy that if you gave birth in the Disney parks, that your child would have a lifetime free pass to Disney.
Yeah.
So pregnant women were literally like trying to get into the parks while they're in labor so that they can give birth to their baby in the park. So their baby could have a lifetime pass. Obviously, this was not true. And like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I read, that's what the video was about. Danny Gonzalez was talking about all these women that were trying to give birth in Disneyland. And were escorted out, obviously, once they were found out. But I think they said there was a baby or two born in the park, but they did not receive a lifetime pass. So if you're pregnant, please don't try to go into Disney World and have your baby. But then on the flip side of that, he talked about how people also like to go to the parks to scatter like remains and or ashes of their loved ones because either that was their last wish that they wanted to be there, or there's this mentality that like they'll be there forever. So, I mean, I guess that's the true Disney fan. They're like, where do I want to spend eternity? In Disney World. But anyway, Disney theme parks are a popular choice for people to scatter the ashes of their loved ones. For years, these events have been reported on a monthly basis. That is when a person is actually caught in the act, meaning they at least have one person a month caught in the act of doing this, but there's probably more that were never caught. Which is crazy. That every month they're just like, oh God, there's another one. It happens so often that custodians at the Walt Disney Company use code words to tackle these problems. They call it HEPA cleanup is the code used for such events that require a special vacuum filter designed to suck up very fine particles like ash residue. Filter, yeah. Don't do this anyway, because it's like as I was reading this, it's like a huge health hazard.
Is it?
Yes, to breathe in the ash particles
to breathe it in,
of a person.
Just ashes.
So we said it was like, so ashes are still technically like a biological organism. So like when you break down wood and it becomes ash, it's still technically like it wood. Could create, it's wood. It's a new composition, but it's still like a bio, like it's still like a, it's not like
it still has its like properties.
Yes. It still has properties of a living thing.
Okay.
So like if you put that in something, it would create bacteria because living things are like come off of other living. Does that make sense? So like when a leaf falls in a pool, if you were to leave the leaf because it's a living thing, it breaks down.
But the ashes, it's dead. There's no more like.
It doesn't matter. It still has the living cells in it.
I don't.
So if you breathe it in. You don't believe that? Okay.
No, because I know they do a lot of like with farmland and stuff. They'll burn it because the ashes are good.
Yeah, fertilizer.
For the soil. Okay.
It's because there's still things in it. So if you breathe that in,
maybe you can absorb a person. Drink the ashes, and you absorb their power.
I'm sure somebody somewhere has done that.
That's creepy.
Or baked themselves into cookies. I want to be.
Let's stop. Let's stop this
bread.
Is that what you want?
I don't even think you could ask that. I'm pretty sure that's against.
I'd like to be baked into a loaf of bread
and eaten at my funeral.
Oh my.
Not saying that you should look up this information, but if you were curious on the most common places that you can scatter the ashes of your loved ones, they include the Haunted Mansion, flower pots, magic.
Well, that's good. You're
fertilizing.
You're fertilizing. You're giving. That should be okay.
But what if they like get rid of the plants and you're still stuck in the pot?
Well, by then you should have broken down.
The Magic Kingdom flower bed.
Yeah,
I guess that would be a good one. It's a small world. Ugh. I can't think of a worse place I would want to spend eternity.
Imagine getting
that was true.
Stuck forever in It's a Small World.
Oh my God. And the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, which is one I knew, because the water, you can dump it in the water.
Yeah.
And then you're good.
Well, they probably have some sort of filtration system. So eventually
that's true, yeah.
Getting filtered out of there.
But that's why they say, like, I get really freaked out when water from the theme park splashes up at me because I have no idea what's in it.
I'm going to go and just start drinking it and absorbing all the people.
A history about the Haunted Mansion ride states that people believe that by scattering the ashes on the ride, they join the ghosts and live at the theme park forever. That's why that's a popular thing. Even though all the ghosts are animatronics there's not actual
You don't know that. You don't know what could have gone on in the past.
That's true.
There.
I don't know. In fact, because of this, many people believe that the Haunted Mansion is actually haunted. Among the most prevalent stories is one of a mother who spread her son's ashes outside the building. I don't know why she did it outside. Side note. The boy is now said to be seen sometimes outside of the building crying. Cast members have also said that they hear him giggling and mimicking the hurry back lady after the ride shuts down at night for the day. That's creepy if the cast members are saying things.
Got a little goosebumpy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it got me.
Authorities have addressed the growing problem from time to time and shared that many tourists ask for prior permission to scatter ashes on the premises, which the answer is usually no.
Usually?
Usually.
How do they
They
make some exceptions?
I guess. Although, without prior permission, it violates the health and safety code, and Disney has made it clear that such incidents wouldn't be tolerated or permitted. So, I'm pretty sure if, depending on the situation and circumstance, you may be banned from Disney for doing this if they catch you. So
if you give birth, you're there for life. If you die, you're not there
then
forever.
your loved one might get banned forever. Can't come visit you anymore. I don't know. Like if you were like, Lauren, I want to be spread in Disney World, and that was like your last dying wish, I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I'd be like, I guess I have to do this.
I'd do it. It'd be fun to try and do. See if you can get away with it. This is
your last quest.
I mean, for me personally, I'm not a huge Disney person, so if I got banned,
you'd be okay.
It wouldn't devastate
You'd be like, fine, I'm going to Universal.
Yeah. No, I was like, why can't we go to Disney? Daddy's banned.
Daddy can't go to Disney. Oh my God. Okay, so this is my favorite conspiracy theory because it could be true. Like, it's not the most far-fetched thing. Well, sorry, there's two. So there's a conspiracy within a conspiracy.
Ooh, double conspiracy.
So the first conspiracy is kind of far-fetched. The second conspiracy I kind of get. So the first one is that it's the conspiracy that Walt Disney preserved himself in a cryogenic freezer after his 1966 death.
He died in 1966?
Yes. He's been dead since
I guess he wasn't that old. Oh, so he was born in 1901, so he was 65.
So
that's not too bad for those days.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Back in the 60s.
Walter Elias Disney.
So they say Disney's body, or sometimes just his head, are waiting in a deep freeze, only to be thawed when the technology is advanced enough that his ailments could be cured. So I guess if there's ever the cure for lung cancer, he's coming back.
I think that is true.
You think that he did freeze himself?
I think a lot of people of power have frozen themselves.
Yeah, but after they died, I feel like you'd have to freeze yourself before you died. Which is kind of risky because you're cutting your life a little shorter than.
Yeah, I think there's probably a vault.
Or unless you were like dying and then they did it.
I would not be surprised at all if that was true and many other people of his stature.
Well, I have one person in here that has actually been frozen. I'll let you.
Oh, it's
no, he's a baseball.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. God.
Basically, the theory is that they'll unfreeze him when he could be cured and he could be restored back to full health, ready to dream up the next phase of his company's future.
Come back to make more money.
More money.
Own more companies.
Wake up, he'll be like, what have we done? Oh, we own everything? Excellent.
What are these Apple companies?
Can we make a smartphone? Oh my God, a Disney smartphone. People who have circulated this urban legend say that Disney opted to be stored at the park, specifically underneath the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Nah, I don't
no idea why. Why was that his favorite
I know there's
ride?
like a lot of tunnels underground and stuff, so I'm sure they like expanded upon it so that cast members could quickly move throughout the park.
Well, they basically said they didn't want to, that he wasn't stored at a facility because then somebody would eventually leak that he was there. So they said in order to keep the secret, he's buried somewhere under the park. Specifically that ride. I don't know why. I don't know if that was his favorite ride.
I can believe it.
Rumors became so widespread that two different biographies of Disney, one published in 1986 and one in 1993, hint that the rumors could be true. Both biographies use dubious inside sources at Disney and are now widely questioned. So now there's another conspiracy theory around this, which is the one that I kind of think might be true. And if so, it's genius. Some people believe that the Walt Disney Company made the 2013 movie Frozen, or at least chose that title deliberately, to hack the search engine results when people tried to research whether Disney had been frozen. If that's true, it was really smart because a quick Google of Walt Disney Frozen will show you that it definitely worked. It's also not the craziest urban legend out there because, so the freezing part is not the craziest urban legend out there because baseball great Ted Williams,
yeah.
was famously wrote his last wishes on a cocktail napkin.
Yeah.
Which held up in a legal battle after his death in 2002. He remains frozen, waiting to be revived to this day. That's crazy.
There's definitely a lot of people who've done this.
But yeah, I feel like that's not the craziest conspiracy, that if they were tired of people asking them about Disney being frozen, whether that's true or not.
That's very smart.
Making a movie title that now every time you search, and it was like one of the biggest movies of like
they really went in with the marketing for that.
Yeah. They were like, we gotta cover
Yeah,
this.
that's brilliant.
It's genius. So if you ever want to like cover something, you gotta make
it doesn't feel like something that it wasn't like controversial enough for them to, like
maybe they were just annoyed by it.
So they're like, yeah.
They were like, let's title this movie
Frozen.
Let
it go. Let it go, Disney.
Let it go. Yeah, and then that song was made to tell people to just
let it go.
Let go.
He's frozen.
What does it
Don't
matter?
worry.
Don't worry.
He's not going to come back as some android. At least for another like 40 or 50 years.
How crazy would that be though? If you just like saw a news article, like they cured
Walt
cancer.
Disney revived.
They cured cancer. You're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then like a couple weeks later, they're like, Walt Disney's back. I don't know what I would do. I'd be like, okay, we are in.
I'll take one of those, please. I'd like to be frozen, revived.
Then Disney opens their own frozen company.
Cryogenic freezing.
They're like, do you have an ailment that's not been cured yet? You can come live out your days until we cure it.
Disney really frozen and get really frozen.
You'll hear the Let It Go song for all of eternity. It'll be great. Oh my gosh. The hidden images in movies.
Yeah, I like these.
At one point, after Simba, I forget.
I forget. Something happened. He did something.
I forget. No. So at one point, when adult Simba is, I don't know. I don't know if he was following right before he follows Rafiki. Is that his name? The monkey. Rafiki. Right before he follows him or after he follows him, whatever. He like collapses onto
the ground.
I'm doing a really good job. So adult Simba at one point just collapses on like a ledge. There you go. That was like overlooking. And when he collapses, it scatters like leaves and dust particles into the air in this cool
human
shot.
ash remains.
Yeah, the human ash remains. And basically the particles that come off him, if you slow it down and go frame by frame, it appears that it spells out SEX, which I'm not going to say out loud for the YouTube video.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it.
Don't do it. It looks like it spells out SEX. And you can look it up on Google or YouTube. Both of them have it if you're curious what I'm talking about and have never heard of this before. But when asked, like the animators were asked about this, and they say that it was that they allegedly were trying to do SFX for the sound effects or the effects department.
That's BS.
Because they were the ones that animated it. So that was like their call out to themselves.
No. Why would they do that?
It's like a thing for them that nobody else
It's
would
definitely
know.
sex. Oh, I said it.
Shut it down. I'm sure it's fine. But like to say in passing. But I will say later on I learned of the people that actually did put stuff like this in the animations. You have to remember that these animations were made back when the frame rate was like 24. I think it was like 1/24 or whatever the frame rate metric is. Like 24 frames per second, and it was a VHS tape.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to like rewind, pause at the exact moment to see something. So I did learn that because of that, a lot of animators thought they could sneak specific things.
There's probably stuff people have never noticed.
As like a joke for themselves.
Yeah.
To be like,
little Easter eggs.
Yeah, to like tell people, be like, I animated this movie, look what I put in. And they didn't realize, like, obviously now with everything being digital, you can literally go frame by frame and see everything.
Yeah.
So I will say that. So it's not the most far-fetched thing. I can also see how it would be SFX as like a call out to themselves.
Why would you? No. Let's put SFX in. That'll be nice. That's for us. No.
I also feel like it does kind of look like an E to the point where even if they were trying to do SFX,
I honestly
when
don't
they look at it
recall
and be
seeing
like,
it.
oh, this kind of doesn't look good.
Yeah.
In The Little Mermaid, there's a scene where like Prince Eric is marrying Ursula. Spoiler.
What?
Or almost marries Ursula. But during the ceremony, there's a priest and there's like something down in his pants that looks inappropriate.
That is not his knee. Why would
It
he?
could be his knee.
No! His knee, he's standing pretty much stillish. And why
Wait,
would
but there's like a side view of him. Did you see the side view one? They showed a side view of him and it's the same exact thing. Did I ruin it? Yeah, if you look up
But I think it was
Little Mermaid I mean, maybe they
I kind of see what you're saying.
like the animator.
Yeah, I
kind
kind of see it.
But that's the thing. Like, are we the bad ones for seeing the dirty images when the animators?
I don't know. Because there's no. For his knee to do that, he would have to be like bending down. He's standing, and then his knee would have to go like that, and he's not doing anything like this.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be like crouched over like an old man. Like he's just like.
He's going like this when it happens. So no,
anyway,
I disagree.
You can look
it
it
is
up.
not his knee.
You guys can look it up and decide for yourselves and let me know who. I'm on the side of that. I think it was his knee, especially when you see the side. Make sure you look at the side profile.
I think that they
tried to cover it up
with that, but I think no. I disagree. Big time disagree. Google Little Mermaid priest.
Looks a little
and go to
suspicious,
images. There's a GIF,
but it's supposed to be his knee.
It is not his knee.
It's not his knee.
He's going backwards. He's going like this. Okay. Why would his knee just bend like that?
I don't know.
It's not his knee.
It's his knee.
It's not his knee.
You guys let me know. Let me know. I need to know who's on my side and who's on your side. Glad I talked about this topic. I was not gonna, but the other disproven one, which is a little weird. Again, it's just the word of like Disney animators that don't want to get in trouble and and people thinking, but like it's a little hard. It's when Aladdin goes to see Jasmine in Aladdin and her tiger comes out to like meet him and try to get him off.
Or what
like,
comes out?
Her tiger.
Oh, I thought you said tire. I'm like, tire?
Her tiger comes out and tries to like scare him away.
Yeah.
To like protect Jasmine. And he's saying like, good kitty, nice kitty. And then all of a sudden there's this like whispered bit that people said, it does sound like somebody whispering, good teenagers, take off your clothes.
What?
Don't look it up now because you're not gonna be able to listen to it. Well, you guys are just gonna have to look all this stuff up.
I'm just gonna load it up.
But when
Was it Aladdin?
Yeah, you didn't know any of these?
I didn't know this one. I knew the other ones.
It's definitely, you can definitely audibly hear it, and it's a whisper. It's a weird whispered tone. But when asked about it, they said it was so they were trying to extend the scene for the animation. So they said it was an ad lib that was supposed to say, "Come on, good kitty, take off and go." Or I think it's like scat, take off and go.
I found an 11-second video. I'm going to give it a quick listen. I don't know. That's questionable.
It's just weird that it's in a whispered tone. Because he's talking normally. It sounds like two different people are talking. Aladdin and somebody else.
I'll have to investigate that one a little more.
That one too.
Yep.
Well, they say that it was an ad lib to extend the scene because there wasn't enough audio.
Yeah. Just like the priest was extending something else.
Old movies were definitely found out to not have, because they were like straight up, you could tell the bad stuff that they had put in it, and there was no way to actually say it was the knees or it was an ad lib.
Couldn't spin that one.
So I didn't know this. I've never seen this movie actually, but Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Have you ever seen it?
Definitely saw it, but I don't remember anything about it.
So Who Framed Roger Rabbit and The Rescuers? The Rescuers I have watched before. It's the one with like I can't remember any of the movie, but it's like the two mice and they have like a seagull friend. I don't know. They're both very old. So Who Framed Roger Rabbit had a scene where they did admit to 2 scenes where if you stopped at the right second and the right frame, you could see like up Jessica Rabbit's skirt and you could see everything.
What?
Like no underwear, nothing. There's a car.
Naughty.
The one I do know is there's a car wreck scene where they like hit a pole and they all fly out of the car. And during one of the frames of that, you can see it. And I did look it up for research and it was true. And they said that was their excuse, was back in the day, like animators would put these little jokes in for themselves.
Why do they have to extend the Aladdin scene?
I like that you're still on that one.
It's BS. It's just PR nonsense.
They'd extend the audio for it because the animation was longer than the audio bit that they had.
Sure.
But they probably could have just left the silence. I don't know.
Or cut it out of an hour plus movie, I'm sure.
But yeah, they said animators. Oh, and the rescuers, when the mice were driving on a boat, they were driving like past something, and on the wall was a centerfold for Playboy. So it was like a full naked woman on the thing.
Sure, creepy old
so
animators put some stuff in.
Some creepy animators were like, let's put subliminal stuff in kids' movies.
Do you think there's still stuff out there that hasn't been found?
No. I think people at this point could have went frame because they also digitally remastered a lot of the movies.
Yeah, well, they probably got rid of stuff.
Yeah, and I'm sure they went frame by frame to like make sure everything was legit.
I think there's more.
Early copies of The Little Mermaid.
Oh yeah,
the VHS.
I have it.
You have it?
Well, we had that one. Yeah.
The VHS cover of The Little Mermaid has one of the spires of the castle resembles a phallic shape. It was reported that an angry artist tried to sneak in the phallic shape as a way of revenge after he heard news of his upcoming firing. The artists have since stated, though, that he wasn't about to lose his job and the cover was due to a time frame he had to abide by. The coincidence of the resemblance was just unlucky, apparently. But then now some of the artists are coming out
right in the middle, too.
Yeah. Now some of the artists are coming out to say that it was due to time constraints, but like nobody saw that image and was like, hey, that might look a little weird. Maybe just like make it pointy.
Yeah, add a little something else to it.
Yeah, it's right in the middle too.
Oh yeah.
And
that was intentional.
I'd say also if you get new copies or if you look at the cover, they changed it. So you could tell something was going on.
Something was a little
I also don't think Disney's the type of company to be like, yeah, we like the people we hired.
Yeah, they would never
did these messed up stuff. They would be like, no.
No.
How could we spin this?
That was just, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, the only ones they couldn't spin were the ones where it was a legit image of like a naked woman. But they were like, yeah, we can't really explain that. Let's just we'll blame it on the times, you know?
I love those creepy conspiracies and weird things that are in, I don't know.
Oh, that's like somebody had the conspiracy. One of the other things I heard was people tried to say that nobody has ever died at Disney. And that if somebody is dying, they will drag them out of Disney World so that they won't die in Disney. But that's all a lie as well. Like there's been plenty of people who have died. Sorry, spoilers. There's been plenty of people who have died at Disney. Just either crew members or people having heart attacks or
random.
people like tragically hurting themselves on rides. But back in the day, not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a kid like tried to jump from one of the trail cars and got like caught between like a wall and a trail car. It was like great. Yeah, but that was back, you know, back in the day. Back in the day when they were putting
measures.
Playboy spreads in cartoons and thinking nobody could see. I mean, they also did it in Looney Tunes. I know Looney Tunes has a couple like hidden things.
I'm sure a lot of early animations.
What if Nickelodeon?
Oh, sure.
Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got on Disney.
Yeah, same. I don't think I have anything else more to say.
I think I like it more that it has some sort of creepy, dark backstory. Because anything that appears too perfect, I don't like. I think maybe that's why I don't like I'm not the biggest Disney fan. Because it's just like, I don't know. Everything's magical, wonderful, perfect. Everything works out at the end. I'm not that type of person. I like stories that better. More,
Yeah, different.
I don't know, have darker, more in depth parts of it. But for
Disney
kids, that's
does
why I
that.
said for kids. Like I love rewatching old Disney movies with Melody now, even though she doesn't really understand. I still like it. I think people that get on adults that love Disney are just sad because they don't have anything they love that much.
Exactly. They're jealous.
Do you remember that? I'm a little sad. I wish I liked Disney more. I wish I was that obsessed with going to Disney and like pretending to be in a magical place for the day. I just can't get out of my head enough.
Life has ruined your magic.
Apparently. That's why I think it'll come back when we go with kids, because then I can see it through them and I'm like, oh yeah, they think this is
magic.
magical and great. Yeah, so next episode will be dating is creepy, and then we have Christmas is creepy, and then we go on our little vacation.
And then
break.
we have 2
weeks of just a little vacation break, and we figure everybody else will be not in their normal schedules, so you don't have to worry about trying to catch up with a bunch of podcasts. And yeah, but don't have to worry about that yet. We still got 2 more weeks, baby.
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 Cool.
And as always,
everything, even Disney, especially Disney, is creepy.